So question 3, work with lines. Again, determine the slope of a line given the points and graph the line. So again, if we are given 2 points, the easiest way to determine the slope is using the slope formula. So m would equal y2 take away y1 over x2 take away x1. Now, the way this works is we have this 0.1 and this 0.2. So 0.1 is defined by x1, y1, these subscripts. And 0.2 is described by x2, y2. So remember, the first coordinate is always the x-coordinate. So x2, y2. So if we use the slope formula, we have to go y2 take away y1. So 4 minus 4 would be that. And then x2 take away x1 would be 6 take away a -7. So 4 take away 4 would be 0. Now 6 take away 7, remember, if we look at this as terms, there's a 6 and there's the opposite of a -7. So that means we have a 6 and a 7. 6 and a 7 just means 6 plus 7. So this really means 0 over 13. So 0 over 13 would equal what? So that would be 0, because 0 times 13 does equal 0. Or again, if you have 0 divided into 13 pieces, everybody just gets 0 pieces. So the answer would be 0. So that would be considered, our slope would be 0 slope. So 0 slope basically means the change in y is 0 and the change in x was 13. So for every change in 13 of the x, the y's don't change any. So it remains constant that way. So you could look at it in that perspective based on this information here. So given these 2 points, we could do that. Now remember, 0 could also be written as 0 over 1. So you also could say for every change in one of the x, the y does not change, it remains constant. So if there's no change in the y, that means there's no vertical change at all. So the vertical change is constant. So there's no change in the vertical. So it remains constant. So if there's no change, we kind of describe that as a constant, something that doesn't change. So if I want to graph this, the easiest way to graph it would be just to plot the 2 points. So -7, 4. I didn't make my graph big enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -7 would be over here, actually. And 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So -7, 4 would actually be located at this spot. 6, 4 would be way over here. 6, 4. So then the graph itself would be a line that passes through those 2 points. So you may have to watch some videos early on about the graphing tools, but it's actually pretty easy to do. And I may model those as we need to. If you have any issues, just let me know. So notice that there is no change in the y's, it stays constant. So constant, notice how this is actually going to create what we call a horizontal line. So a horizontal line is a line that runs from left to right. So if a line has a slope of 0, that means there's no vertical change. And if there's no vertical change, that means the line remains in a constant change from left to right, which creates what we call a horizontal line. So we have a lot going on there. So the easiest thing to pick up on, again, is one is we have this slope. You can use the slope formula. The slope's got to be simplified. And when you simplify 0 over 13, it just turns into 0. So what we'll pick up on is a 0 slope means there's no change in the vertical. There is change in the horizontal. So we pick up on that. And then if you graph it, you'll see that we actually end up with a horizontal line passing through those 2 points.